that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was a heavy one. Yeah, but
But I mean, sextortion is essentially the whole theme behind this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. That was just a massive intelligence operation to compromise very wealthy and powerful people and to, I mean, probably influence all sorts of things. If you have a bunch of information on someone, videotapes of someone.
you think that's what he was doing?
100%.
That he was filming powerful people having
Yes.
sex with girls and then
Probably underage girls.
really? And
Yeah.
is there this out? This is public information?
This is what the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is about. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I mean, I knew that he was flying people, powerful
To an
people,
island
to an island,
where there
but I
was-
didn't know that he was filming without their knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the story. The story was that the whole thing was an intelligence operation and that what they were doing was compromising these people. You get them to go there. A bunch of celebrities are going to be there. A bunch of wealthy people are going to be there. A bunch of famous scientists are going to be there. Everyone's having a wonderful time. And you figure like, oh, look, all these Nobel Prize winning scientists and Nobel laureates and actors and singers, all these people are going to be there. Sounds like a great place to be. Oh, this guy, he gets endorsed by all these other people. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein's this wonderful billionaire philanthropist, and he's just very eccentric, and he loves to have these incredible parties and all the most interesting people. And then you go there, and next thing you know, you're doing drugs, and you lose your little inhibitions, and there's a bunch of lovely young ladies. You don't know how old they are. And they take you into a room and film you, and now he's got the goods on you.
And wait, this lasted so long. Why do you think people would have talked about it to each other? Like say, don't go to that island because this guy is...
I think the opposite. I think once they have information on you, they get you to talk to other people. We would like to meet this guy. Why don't you bring him? Come get him to come hang out with us. And then now you got that guy. And say maybe you've got some guy who's on a television show and, you know, a news channel and he's talking. And then you've got some guy who's a scientist and he's talking to other people. And then they're all going to this island. And you go there and you're like, look, Bill Clinton's here. This has got to be fine to be here. This is like, look at all these incredible, powerful people here. Oh, I found a place where they all get together and you know, where they can be protected. And so you feel safe.
Right.
Yeah. And then they have you.
Wasn't everybody expecting some big names to come out of the documents? There were but there wasn't
They
really.
still haven't released all of them. And what I understand is the list is only one victim's encounters with people. And she's relaying the list of the people. So, but
the
that's
list of people
one
that were at the
that she
island,
interacted with and that she knows of and that she either had sex with or knows people that had sex with and that knows that they were all filmed.
Right. And do you also think that he was killed?
Yeah.
That he didn't commit suicide?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, well, Michael Baden, the famous forensic doctor that was in that HBO series Autopsy. Did you ever see that show? It's a fascinating show that was on a while back. That it was basically how this guy, Michael Baden, who's this brilliant forensic specialist, would examine these bodies and find evidence of them being murdered. When, you know, they'd said they fell down a flight of stairs or this or that. And when he examined Jeffrey Epstein's neck, he said that the injuries were indicative of someone being strangled, ligature strangulation, not hanging.
Right.
And that it was at the base of his neck, which is not where you get strangled if you hang yourself. If you hang yourself, all your weight goes up here, and you get strangled up like near where your jawline is. But this was down at the base of his neck, indicating like someone strangled him from behind. And his bones in his neck were fractured, which is also indicative of someone who's strangled to death, not being hung.
And why wasn't this made public, or was it?
Well, his findings were made public. This is, without doubt, a bunch of incredibly powerful people who are using their influence to make sure that this information doesn't get out, or that the impact of this information getting out is very minimal, and that it just gets swept under the rug. And every time more information comes out, there's a brief little burst of outrage, but no one goes to jail, no one gets caught. Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for sex trafficking, right? But to who? To who? Like, you have to sex traffic to someone to be arrested for sex trafficking. And when there's no one that's being listed as the people that you sex trafficked, but the implication is that these people who you're sex trafficking to are the most powerful people in the world. That these powerful, influential people are the ones that were using this, the ones that were there, the ones that were victimized by the scheme, or I don't want to say victimized. They were caught by the scheme. None of them are arrested. None of them are going to jail.
But wasn't she trafficking girls for Jeffrey Epstein? Wasn't that
She
the
was
whole
trafficking
thing?
girls for Jeffrey Epstein, but to who? To who?
To
They
him?
haven't-
No,
they-
wasn't she
yeah, but where-
recruiting girls to come
Right,
and
but
have
to
sex with
who
them?
were the men? Who are the men?
Oh, because if it's
Right.
not just Jeffrey,
It
who
has
else?
to, it's not like Jeffrey Epstein is having sex with all of them.
Right.
It was a bunch of other people. So who are those people? And how come there's zero effort in the media to uncover this?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of insane.
It is insane.
It's really insane. And these,
But there was a doc done about it, a documentary done, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah, but
something
it's
about
like
that.
just goes in and out of the news. And
Right.
the news
Right.
cycle today is so weird.
Right.
It's like
Right.
something comes in and comes out, it's gone.
Right.
It's very bizarre. It's very, very,
But wait,
very,
the
very
findings
bizarre.
of this expert didn't make it to the final report on
No, this
how
was
he got killed?
post the look. There was an official autopsy.
Right.
It said he hung himself, and then the family brought in Dr. Michael Baden to examine it. I think it was Jeffrey Epstein's brother brought him in. I forget who brought him in, but Dr. Michael Baden goes in there and he's like, "No, this guy was killed."
And nothing changed in the official report. They
Nope.
didn't change it. Or
No, why would they
take
do
a
that?
second.
I mean, everything about it is so crazy. First of all, the cameras didn't work. How convenient.
Right.
How convenient.
Right.
And this guy is not being watched 24 hours a day. He's one of the most important witnesses.
And the person, wasn't there something about the person supposed to be watching him had just gone to the bathroom or something
They
ridiculous
were
like
asleep
that.
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but those people kind of shut the fuck up, and then it just gets swept away.
That's insane.
Yeah, but the idea is that he was either intelligence agency from America or Mossad, and that this was a long-term tactic to control people and to get influence over them. I mean, you take these men, and most of these men that are in these positions of power, these politicians and heads of enormous corporations. And I mean, look, the guy who is the CEO of Victoria's Secrets donated a $60 million house to him in Manhattan. And there was another guy who was a big CEO who wound up giving him over $100 million. There was a bunch of people that gave him sizable chunks of money.
Out of the kindness of their heart.
And, some of them had to step down from their corporations because there was insinuation they were attached to him, like what happened. But no one's in jail. No one went to jail for it.
That is so crazy. Yeah, it's high-level sextortion.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
But I think that's what they've always done. Look, if I was an intelligence agent and if I was the head of an intelligence agency, it was like, well, how do you manipulate people? You got all these powerful people. How do we get them under our control? Like, that is one of the best ways, especially if you can get loosen their inhibitions, get them drunk, give them coke, and then, all of a sudden some beautiful girl's giving them a back massage.
Yeah.
And, you're told, it's fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Don't worry. Have a good time on the island.
Yeah.
You're my guest. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then you're in some room and there's, cameras everywhere. You don't realize it. And then they go, we have to talk.
That is so
I want to show you
nuts.
something. This doesn't have to get out, but,
Right.
we need something from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy that it's not a bigger thing. Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's also crazy that is probably going on right now somewhere else. There's probably another version of that happening, whether it's in other countries or with other sort of similar situations. Look, intelligence agents